Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf as the holiday season continues. Yes, we're in our mobile studio here at North Hills Country Club where they're getting ready for another great holiday season. It was a great season of golf for a couple of award winners from the Golf Association of Philadelphia. The annual award ceremony was held recently at Overbrook Country Club. And coming up today, you're going to meet the Junior Player of the Year, Ryan Tall. He's out of Springford, and a Super Senior Player of the Year. You've met him before here on Inside Golf, from White Manor, Don Donatoni. That's coming up, plus more on this week's edition of Inside Golf. Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirsttphiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company. Quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
When I got back from the Gulf War, I was afraid to leave my house for 5 years. Clearview Hope and Renee Powell saved my life.
When I started Clearview Hope, I wanted to do all that I could to help our nation's women military veterans.
Renee, with golf, you have empowered all of us, and we just cannot thank you enough.
The best stories end in thanks. Share your story at ThanksPGAPro.com.
The First Tee of Greater Philadelphia, where golf is more than a game.
Everyone is looking for something. Consistency. Quality. Peace of mind. Found. The Haverford Trust Company.
Welcome back. Inside Golf now continues as we introduce you to the GAP, Golf Association of Philadelphia, Junior Player of the Year. He's from Springford Country Club. His name is Ryan Tall. And here's Marty Emmett.
Ryan Tall secured his first Junior Player of the Year on the strength of a magical 2-week run in June. Tall, 19 of Devon, Pennsylvania, first advanced to the semifinals of the 118th BMW Philadelphia Amateur. The Lafayette College freshman, who qualified as the number 10 seed, won 3 matches before falling 3-2 to Andrew Mason of Huntington Valley. The following Monday, the Springford member continued his strong play, this time amongst a group of his peers. The 18-year-old qualified for the championship flight of the 104th Junior Boys Championship at Bluebell before blasting through all 4 match play foes. He defeated Shawnee's William Merriams 4-3 for the Peg Burnett Trophy. After those 2 strong finishes, the Junior Player of the Year was just about official.
I'm just fortunate enough to, I've been in the right place at the right time to accumulate the points, to just be at the top of the list. I wouldn't consider myself better than anybody else in the junior circuit. There's definitely a lot of great players around us, especially in our area, and so I just got lucky at the right times. Definitely somebody that motivated me was Ben Poche. He won it last year. Loved watching him play last year, and the great play that he that he had, and that really motivated me a lot. You know, we definitely have some really intense times on the course where we'll play some matches. So definitely it was a huge motivator going in the year, and it really kept me to practice a lot. And obviously, just being my last year, I wanted to end as best I could. It didn't really hit me until after, I guess, the junior boys that I was leading the points race by a fair amount. So, you know, I have 50 or 60 pictures on my phone that I'll slide through, and I can just kind of, I'll really, no pictures can do it justice, really. But that week was amazing. You know, same great group of kids that all show up to the same tournaments every year, and yeah, I was just lucky with, you know, the way the match play fell, and I knew most of the guys that I was playing, so except for William Irams the last day, who, you know, I've been lucky enough to meet, and he's tearing it up as well.
Tall finished 5th in the Jock McKenzie Memorial and registered top 20 placings in the Patterson Cup and Silver Cross Award. He also represented the Golf Association of Philadelphia on the prestigious Williamson Cup team. With the junior ranks behind him, Tall is ready for what lies ahead.
Thank you. I kind of want to start building my resume that, you know, I referenced back at the AM was, you know, a lot of these guys that are playing, like some of the champions that are on those trophies out there in the hall, that have really built their resumes over 20, 25 years, and they all started around this time. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, you know, just how far I can take this amateur career.
Coming up here on Inside Golf, we'll meet a multiple winner of the Super Senior Player of the Year. That's next on Inside Golf.
This evening, quite a distinguished group of younger and older players.
Everyone knows the 5 senses.
But what if we told you?
There's more. An elusive sensation.
Coaxed out only under ideal circumstances.
We can't fully describe it, but you'll know it.
When you feel it.
We call it the ultimate driving machine.
Take advantage of exceptional lease and finance offers today.
Hey viewers of Inside Golf, have you heard about Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine? Published by ex-Eagles and Philadelphia Stars tight end Ken Dunnick, these magazines offer the very best in content on subjects of interest to men. Writers include Bill Line and George Anastasia. And you can increase your business by attending our monthly private parties as an advertiser. Call 856-912-4007 or email ken@jerseymanmagazine.com for more information. Welcome back. Inside Golf continues. Of course, as we approach the end of the year, the Golf Association of Philadelphia hands out its annual awards. The Super Senior Player of the Year for Gap, well, he's a multiple winner. He's from White Manor. Don Donatoni's his name. And here is Marty Ebner.
We're going to open up a Legends division next year to try to move you out of this one.
Purely speculating, Don Donatoni may be part human, part machine. Regardless, he's 100% the Super Senior Division's version of the Terminator.
At this time, I'd like to welcome Don up to the podium to receive his award.
Donatoni made it 6 straight divisional year-end honors, though this one was a little closer than he had expected. The 70-year-old used a victory in the Tournament of Champions, the final event on the Super Senior calendar, to erase a 12-point deficit and overtake then divisional leader Robin McCool of Saucon Valley. Donatoni carded an impressive even par 71 at French Creek to win the tournament and the much-needed 25 Player of the Year points.
Pretty special. You know, to win one of these, you know, is a tremendous accomplishment. To win multiple Player of the Year awards, given the level of competition every year, and how much stronger it gets every year, you know, is pretty special. And this year in particular was quite exceptional, you know, given my poor start to the season, and then sort of motivating myself to just hang in there, try to do the best I could, you know, with the remaining events. And as it turned out, you know, I was able to, you know, climb that mountain, which was pretty steep, and enjoy the rewards of some good play towards the end of the year.
The POY title capped a remarkable comeback for the already super senior legend. He found himself in 9th place midway through the season. However, victories in the Brewer Cup and Senior Amateur Championship propelled the White Manor member into contention.
I got myself in a position, you know, at the Senior Am, when I figured that the only way I would have a shot would be I had to go low and I had to win it, which I was able to do. And that kind of got me to the point where the Tournament of Champions then became, you know, the most important event of the year. But I tried not to think about the points, the Player of the Year. All I thought about was one shot after the next, because there's something to that old cliche, you know, one shot at a time. And I figured if I could just focus on that, play the best round I could, let the chips fall where they may. I was inspired. Jim Valvano said many years ago, before he passed away, and he said, don't give up, don't ever give up. And, you know, there was a little voice in my head that told me that no matter where you are, you know, if you keep focused and concentrate and commit your best, that good things can happen. And that's what I did. And I just tried to dig deep, and even though I knew I was way behind, and you know the chances of me coming out on top were small, you know, I felt that if I had really, you know, focused and committed myself to doing the best I could in the remaining events, that maybe something good would happen. And it did.
Perhaps Donatoni's greatest feat on the year came on a different continent. He made the cut in the British Seniors Amateur at Royal Porthcawl. After an opening round 81, he rebounded with an impressive even par 72. So what's next for the Malvern, Pennsylvania resident?
You know, I look forward to the challenge again next year. It would be sweet, you know, if I could repeat again as Player of the Year, because it's such an important achievement in the Golf Association of Philadelphia's awards. But if it doesn't happen, it's okay. You know, as long as I can get out there with my friends, compete, and that's why we play the game, is to compete. And we want to each win. There's no doubt about that. But it's been a great ride, and if it continues, even better. If it doesn't, you know, I can look back on some great memories.
In the competitive golf world, Donatoni's got more memories than most. For the Golf Association of Philadelphia, I'm Marty Emino.
Thanks, Marty. And coming up, it's time to tee it off with our teed off panel. You know, how would you like to play a tour player's drive all the time? He hits the drive and you hit it the rest of the way. What do you think your score would be? That's the question and the topic for our teed off panel next. Doesn't bother them at all. You can hit it 500 yards, no problem. And welcome back to Inside Golf. We're here at the Bluebell Inn in Montgomery County, right on Skippack Pike, for our latest edition of Teed Off. Bluebell Inn has a lot of things planned for your holiday, maybe Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. They got a big thing planned. And on January 4th, right here at the Bluebell Inn, they're going to be celebrating a monumental anniversary. What's monumental? About 275 years. That's right. This place has been around for 275 years. A big, big anniversary party, January 4th. For all the information, go to their website, bluebellinn.com. All right, we welcome back Harry Mays to Teed Off. Harry, now a podcaster. That's big.
New media, Harry.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Well, you like to talk.
I have a lot more downtime.
It's all about that.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you don't have to go to meetings with program directors.
Right, I'll give you my best.
You're the program director.
Right, I'll give you my best 60 minutes a week, and you can listen whenever you want.
I love it.
That's really
In
it.
the car, long trips.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. All right. Quinn Spitzer, he is the president of the the expanding Philadelphia Golf Association.
Getting quite a bit bigger.
Yeah, how about that? Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. And this man right here is Joe Logan from myphillygolf.com. Have you done surveys of like local pros or amateurs over the course of time you've been doing what you do?
I certainly call them up and ask them questions.
Do you?
Is that a survey?
I guess so. But I guess when there was a recent survey, one of the golf magazines had somebody get in touch anonymously with the tour pros. Some of the questions they asked about, the change in equipment, the distance the ball is going. 76% of the tour pros surveyed said doesn't bother them at all. You can hit it 500 yards, no problem. Another question had, well, who's going to win more majors over their lifetime? Justin Thomas or Jordan Spieth? And the overwhelming majority, 70%, said they think that Thomas is going to outdistance Spieth. And here's the one that got me. 44% of these guys say they have experienced, while playing in a tour event, a fellow competitor cheating. 44%, that's almost 1 out of 2. Are you surprised by that last little survey question?
I am
Answer?
surprised by the 44% who say they've seen someone cheat. But I suppose, human nature is human nature. And I remember, when drug testing was a question on the PGA Tour, and the commissioner said there's no need to drug test. Golfers don't take drugs. And quite a few people said, what are you smoking? You're kidding yourself if you think PGA Tour players aren't juicing or something.
Right.
The one that does not surprise me is that 76% of tour pros are not concerned about how far the ball goes.
Like anybody else, they want it to go as far as you can, right?
They are not concerned about old classic golf courses.
Right.
They're not concerned about preserving the integrity of the game. They're concerned about preserving the integrity of their bank accounts. And it's that simple. And if they can hit it farther and make more money, they're going to like it.
Quinn, what are those questions, or what, all three of them, surprise you by the answers?
Yeah, certainly the last one, the 44%. It raises the question of exactly what sort of cheating are we talking about. And a lot of people sitting there talking about where the ball's remarked on the green. I suspect that accounts for an awful lot of that. But the flagrant cheating is kind of hard to believe that there's that much of that going on the PGA Tour. Particularly with it being so visible and so many people's eyes on it.
The coverage that he gets, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of eyeballs watching up there in the tower.
The distance one is interesting to me only because there's a correlation. In the 1970s, there was an absolute correlation between driving accuracy and money winnings. And as Joe pointed out, there's also a correlation in driving accuracy and money winnings today, and it's the reverse. So the people who are the biggest money winners have the worst driving accuracy. And as long as they can hit it a long ways, you're absolutely right, Joe, they're going to go ahead and put some money in their pocket because the talent that they've got and the equipment today allows them to get up and down from almost anywhere.
And a lot of the golf courses on a weekly tour event aren't set up like the U.S. Open or the PGA Championship, so it's a lot easier to go adrift and still be very much in play.
And that's what people want to see. People want to see the long ball.
People want to see the long ball and birdies.
Well, and people also want to see these amazing shots getting out of trouble from behind trees and heavy rough. The idea of straight down the middle and then onto the green is probably not as enticing as some of the others.
Maybe I'm the odd man
Chime
out.
in.
But that doesn't really do much for me, seeing
What's
a guy
that?
hit at 340. I mean, I know that's what adds to their bank account. You're absolutely right. But to me as a golf fan, I love watching the tour. I'd like to see some of these old golf venues be brought back into the tour. That would interest me a whole lot more than seeing, some 6'5", 25-year-old, stud just up from the WED.com tour bomb at 340. That doesn't do much for me.
5'9", 145
well, you know what I'm
pounds.
saying.
Understud,
but,
bomb at 340 yards. Well, you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, I'm not a big fan of when I turn on the Golf Channel, for want of a better channel to watch, I see a long drive competition.
Yeah.
It means nothing for me. But I think what it does at their level, the tour pros, it puts, you know, maybe a wedge or a 9-iron in the hands instead of a 7-iron, which means something in terms of getting it close.
Look at how the game has changed on TV. Now, I mean, you know, years ago you had guys in baggy shirts. Now everyone's got the tight shirts with the guns, and every time they hit a tee shot, that thing follows it and says like 325 carry, and we at home go like, oh man, 325 carry.
Yeah. Well, that's a game I'm not familiar with.
Right, I know. That's what the game is. It's a TV sport, and you never lose sight of the fact that the PGA Tour is a league. It's a sports league. They're in the business of promoting their athletes and doing well on TV. They're not the USGA or the Golf Association. They're a sports league, and that's what they look out for.
Getting back to the cheating question, and recently it was reported that a young lady who was at the LPGA Q school, her mother picked up an errant drive that had gone out of bounds and put it back in play. And the caddy actually admitted that it happened. She denied it. And, you know, now that's a blatant cheating situation.
Absolutely.
That's probably not going to happen on a tour event, right? I mean, ball's out of bounds.
Let's hope
you got,
not. Yeah.
you know, 30 marshals and fans saying, whoa, whoa, whoa. But to your point about, was it intentional, unintentional? Yeah, sure, it's cheating. But it was was it done with the intent to gain an advantage? And I think, you know, that isn't fully answered in that survey question. Do you know what I mean?
Of the 44%.
Guys who just maybe don't know the rules.
Yeah, I think knowing the rules might be one factor, but the thing that's most important is golf has always been viewed as a game of honor. That's why we really love it. You police yourself, and so anything that says maybe we're not doing as much of that is a cause for real concern, particularly when you're talking about the top players.
Yeah, and there's no like history. People have heard them of amateurs just playing a regular match with their friends. They'd always get in a cart and race out to their ball, keep the cart between their competitors and their ball. So that if they wanted to use that foot wedge a little bit, hey, you know, but they got a reputation for that. And you know what happens? Cheat once, you're done, right?
Tell that to Vijay Singh.
I also think Justin Thomas will win more majors than Jordan
Yeah, we didn't
Spieth
talk too much
over
about
the course of time.
You like Thomas?
I like them both.
Do you have a choice?
I would say Thomas as well.
Thomas?
I agree.
There it is.
Consistency.
So those survey numbers have to be increased a little bit. Thank you, gentlemen. We'll be back. More of Inside Golf in just a moment.
Located in Bluebell, just a short drive from Plymouth Meeting, Bluestone Country Club offers a setting that's close at hand but feels like a world away. Bluestone offers a championship caliber golf course, practice facilities including a large driving range, separate chipping and putting areas, and a staff of PGA professionals. At the Country House at Bluestone, you'll find excellent food, superb service, and an outstanding setting. Their expert staff will assist in planning your next event, whether it's a wedding or simply a luncheon, dinner, or cocktail party. Check out Bluestone's variety of membership options. Much more than a golf course, Bluestone is a community.
Congratulations to you, our members, for making it a great year. We are now at an all-time high of 600 members.
Things are on fire here in Montgomery County.
The Expo Center, Legoland, and the 50-plus golf courses. We have so much to be proud of in Montgomery County.
One of the key components of our county's success is our first-class 75 hotel.
We had 2.4 million visitors just to our first trail historic site here in the county, and we can't wait for those numbers to continue to grow.
We had the Philadelphia Orchestra coming to Monco, March 21st in 2019, and then back again in 2020. Our latest big campaign, Embark Monco. The National Dog Show has extended its run in Monco until at least 2022.
$1.6 billion, that's with a B, billion, was generated from the travel industry and tourism and supported 20,000 jobs in Montgomery County, which is 4.1% of all employment in Montgomery County.
We have everything that Philadelphia has right here in Montgomery County. And I'm just proud to support an organization like Valley Forge that helps us promote that, helps us celebrate that, and brings us all together today.
That's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf. And next week, we'll close out the year by introducing you to a gentleman who has been a caddy to some of the best amateurs in the history of Philadelphia golf. Hope you're enjoying your holiday season for 2018, and our thanks to the folks here at North Hills Country Club for their hospitality and for helping us wish you a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday season. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, don't pick up. We'll see you next week here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirsttphiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. By the Haverford Trust Company, quality is in our DNA. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.